I shouldn't be in here right now. I should be out there playing disc golf because it's Tuesday, and that's what we do on Tuesdays. We play disc golf. I know that it's Friday for you today, but for me it's Tuesday. Let me tell you, well, you know what, even better, let me show you why we can't play disc golf today. It's ridiculous. I'm not even kidding you. Look at this. Because it rained and it's all muddy. Thank you, Rooster. Because it rained and it's all muddy. And believe it or not, we're expecting thunderstorms this afternoon. Ugh. What am I supposed to do now? What's going on, and welcome back. Like I said, it's rainy, or it rained. It's all wet, it's all muddy, so we can't play disc golf today. So I thought I'd take advantage of this day and show you what I have in my bag. I do one of these videos at least once a year. The bag's gonna change probably later on, sometime during the summer. But for now, this is what I've been throwing for the past maybe 4 or 5 months. And my last in the video, if you remember, I had a cart. I like the cart. I like using it. I just didn't like taking it down, putting it in the car, getting to the park, taking it out, setting it up, breaking it back down, it was just a hassle. So I went back to using my bag. This is so much easier. Just strap, well, I don't want to say that. I just put it on, throw it in my car, get to the park, take it off, and it's time to go. Anyways, let's take a look and see what I have in here. Okay, so I'm gonna run through these discs real quick. First, I want to go through my Fairway Drivers. This is a 12-time champion Firebird. This has been in my bag for about 4 years now, maybe 5 years. Super overstable disc. As soon as it leaves my hand, it wants to turn to the left. So I use it. It's good for skip shots, and I use it for thumbers. This is an awesome utility disc. Next is a 12-time champion T-Bird. For the most part, it flies pretty straight. This next Fairway Driver has kind of a funny story to it. This is a DX Leopard. Now, I've been playing disc golf for about 7.5 years now, and I think it was maybe 4 years ago. I got a Christmas gift from my mom, and when I opened it up, it was a end of a starter pack. I thought, what? End of a starter pack, thanks, mother. Anyway, I had a Sidewinder, a Star Sidewinder. That thing was awesome. That thing flew to the right and it stayed flying to the right. And then I lost it. Well, I didn't lose it. I kind of forgot to pick it up while I was at the park, and somebody found it and they kept it. So I didn't know what to replace it with. I had Roadrunners, but they wouldn't turn to the right for me for whatever reason. And then I put this sucker in there. And this thing, when I let it go, it wants to go to the right, and I love it. That's what I use this disc for like those long, slow, right-turning shots. If I lost this, I don't know what I would do. It's a good thing that it is DX plastic. They're pretty cheap. They're like maybe $8 a disc. And what I need to do is buy a few more of these and start breaking them in, just in case, God forbid, but just in case I lose this one. Next, we're gonna take a look at my mid-ranges. I only carry 2. This first one is a Glow Gator. Again, super overstable. I can maybe throw this one 50, 60 feet before it wants to turn to the left. This thing is really overstable, but it's a good disc to have, you know, if I need that really tight left to or right to left shot. And my other mid-range is a Casey Pro Rock. When I first started throwing this disc, it was pretty overstable, but now that I got it nice and broken in, it'll fly for the most part pretty straight before it wants to come back to the left. Now we're going to take a look at my throwing putters. These are an important part of my game because I don't have an arm like the pros do, you know. And I need a consistent shot for approaches. That's why I only carry 2 mid-ranges, because I prefer to throw putters rather than mid-ranges because I can control them better. First one is the XT Nova. This is like, again, kind of like a utility disc. If I needed to go left, it'll go left. If I needed to go right, it'll go right. And if I needed to go straight, this sucker will fly dead straight. Next is my workhorse. This is the Star AVR X3. Pretty overstable, not as overstable as, say, the Gator. So I can probably throw this one a lot farther than the Gator, but it does always, I can always count on this thing to always finish left for me. And last but not least for my throwing putters is the Star Wedge. Now this one, I'll use it for a nice slow control shot from left to right. This thing comes in handy. I don't know what I would do without it. If I lost this, I'd be lost. But no, Star Wedge, if you need that shot, that slow control left to right shot, I highly recommend you picking up a Star Wedge. Now we're going to take a look at my drivers. I carry 6 and they all have a purpose. I love these things. First one is a Champion Blizzard Vulcan. Pretty straight flying disc, even though it says it's a -4. I don't think so. This isn't understable. For the most part, this thing flies pretty damn straight. If I really crank on it, it'll want to turn to the right for a little bit, but it always finishes left. Next, my main driver is the Champion Blizzard Katana. Yeah, I use Champion Blizzard plastic because I find that I can throw this a lot further than, like, say, Star or actually Champion plastic. But yeah, the Champion Blizzard Katana, this one is like my main driver that I use a lot. This one, I can turn to the right a little bit, and sometimes it'll stay to the right depending on the wind. But yeah, this one definitely, I can get some distance off of this thing. Maybe 300, 320. I'm lucky. Like I said, I don't have an arm like a pro. Next is another Champion Blizzard Katana. This one's like the more understable one. This one's more, not overstable, but more like straight flying. And it'll finish to the left. If I throw this in a headwind, it will flip up and turn to the right. Well, depending on how you're looking at the camera, but it will flip up and turn to the right. So these two katanas are my main drivers. Next is a Champion Blizzard Wraith. I've aced with this thing a few times, or a couple of times, you could tell. It's got a pop top. You can hear that. This thing glides like no other disc that I've ever thrown before. I would use this, like, say, for like a fairway driver type of shot, where I know I'm not gonna reach a fairway driver. I can always throw this Wraith, and I could probably reach the Wraith a lot easier than I would be able to, like, say, fairway driver. Next is a Champion Blizzard Boss. This one's a little bit more overstable. I need to have a disc or a driver that I know I can throw out and it'll come back left. This gets some pretty good distance, because this one is the Simon Lizotte PD2. This one's super overstable for me. I don't see, well, of course he's got the arm for it, but he can throw this thing forever, and this thing will fly straight for him. It might turn to the left a little bit, to the right a little bit before it comes back left. For me, as soon as this disc leaves my hand, it's already turning to the left. This is, again, something like my Boss. I can throw my Boss a lot further before it turns over. This one, if I need, say, a good amount of distance before I need to come left, I'll get the PD2. Now we're going to take a look at my putters. Believe it or not, my main putter is not an end of a disc. It is a Judge. I found this at the park one day, and I started playing with it, and I fell in love with it. This is like my main putter right here. I was putting with P2s. I have a couple of them, but they're too light, you know, so they weren't working out for me like on windy days. This one does magic. Until I get heavier P2s, this is going to remain my main putter. And my other putter that I carry for like a backup is a Yeti. Similar flight when I'm putting, except the Yeti is a little bit more flatter, where the Judge has a little bit of a dome, but just like slight, like just a slight dome. But for the most part, they pretty much put the same. But like I said, once I get heavier P2s, I'm going to switch back to using P2s because I love those putters. Now the bag, like I said, I didn't hate it. It just got annoying having to break down a cart. So I went back to my bag. I love this thing. I love it. What's in the actual bag itself? A mini. Gotta have a mini. There's some disc golfers that'll put discs in here. I don't. I carry a old rule book, a reusable scorecard, scorecards, some old ball golf scorecards in case I don't want to use those. I just use these, you know, we're just messing around, practicing. And have another little mini. Oh no, look! Have another reusable scorecard. That's awesome. Is that it? Oh, and these clips so I can keep all my junk together in there. My PDJ membership tags, which I need to renew my membership. Of course, pencils, because I'm the one that's always keeping score. This is a very important part of my bag. Ooh, it's all dirty. Get that. Retriever. We don't have a lot of water here, but we do have canals, and our canals are flowing right now. So this is super important. We need this. This gets used maybe like 50 times around. Up here I have a pencil sharpener. A piece of candy, a knife, you know, a knife. You never know when you need a knife, right? Fingernail clippers. I made it a point to put fingernail clippers in my bag because I'll get to the park and I'll forget to cut my fingernails, and you know it's hard for me to grip the disc. Well, kind of long nails, so gotta keep the fingernail clippers in there. Is that it? That's it on that side. On this side, that's it. Medicine. This is an important part of my bag also. Like I said, it's like my first aid kit. Let me tell you why. Because one year we went to Big Spring, Texas to go play a tournament. On tournament day, I woke up with a cold, a really bad cold. I was feeling so bad. I ended up in last place because of that. And I said, never again. I'm taking medicine with me this time. Because I didn't have any. I got some Alka-Seltzer Cold and Alka-Seltzer Plus. I also have some Dayquils in here. And some Benadryl. Gotta carry Benadryl because I have bad allergies, especially like during the summer. And it's fixing to be spring, so they're gonna start kicking up again. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, just more Alka-Seltzer cold and flu. But yeah, it's my first aid kit. I gotta carry with me just in case I get sick out of nowhere. Anyways, that's what's in my bag. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know that it's Friday for you, but for me it's still Tuesday. And I didn't get to play disc golf today, and that sucks. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go make some tacos, and I'm going to watch some Joe Miz Pro. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.